2, 3. Okay, today we have Sabrina. Her Instagram handle is 210 pounds down. So that's 210 pounds down. And she was 425 pounds and got down to 215. But let's look at a picture of Sabrina. Now, Sabrina, you were 425 pounds at this weight, and we get DMs and messages all the time, and I'm sure you do too. And people are always asking, well, what did she do? So, Sabrina, tell us a little bit about your life from when you graduated from high school to everything that you had to overcome to do that.
Okay. The first thing is I've never been a big person. The 425-pound came from stress, depression, elements that I had, fibromyalgia, then turn around, had lipedema. And then I guess the most important part is that I had a lot of death. I lost my first husband suddenly after 6 months. Then I lost my grandmother. And then as time went on, I lost two nephews. So I guess the stress and depression and all that, it caused me to have to take medication that would allow me to gain weight. But I've tried all kind of things to lose weight. Mentally, I just never did. Fen, I tried that. I lost a lot of weight, but then I put on double pounds. Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig. I could go on and on of all the things I've, taken to try to lose weight. And then I just had to it wasn't easy. It was a struggle. I started taking 24/7. I was taking the cleanser, and then I was taking the trims. And what I like about them is that all of it is natural. I didn't have the jitters, any of that, And as I went on, I think the best part about the 24/7 is that I was not able to do exercise because I had lipedema in my legs. So I wasn't able to get out there and physically do exercise. But I was taking this and I was losing the weight anyway. So then I thought about it. I said, okay, if I'm losing all this weight taking this, then I really could lose weight if I started exercising and doing that. So that's what I did. It wasn't easy. It was very hard, but the reward came at the end.
Okay. You talked a lot about these different medications and lipedema and a lot of other stuff. Now, the audience, a lot of women, they don't know what that is. Can you kind of break that down to them?
So they understand. I sure can.
And the medication that was making you gain weight, because there are a lot of
the medication. You have people that has sleep apnea where they'll fall to sleep anywhere. Well, my sleep disease was I could not go to sleep without taking medication. To go to sleep, I had to take Seroquel. And if you know anything about Seroquel, I was taking 900 milligrams. That means it was 300 milligram per pill. Not to mention, I was taking anxiety tablets. I was taking a lot of medication. And when I was taking the medication, I took it for 3 years. I didn't realize, what it was doing. But when I did inventory, the 3 years I was taking Seroquel, that was the number one weight gain. When you take it, it was automatically going to gain weight. But when I started gaining weight, I started getting depressed. Now, let me share this with my pictures. The pictures that you are seeing me at 425 pounds, I've never showed anyone those pictures at all. Now, I show you the pictures now because I wanted you to see, how large I was and how hard I worked, to get this weight off. So, it was, I guess I could say, let's see. I used to go to the gym and work out, but then I can't. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself because you was asking me about my elements. So I told you fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a joint muscle pain. It's in the muscle of your body. It don't have one particular place that it hits. It affect your whole body. Some mornings I couldn't even get up out of the bed, but if I could get to a shower, run hot water on me, I was okay. Lymphedema on my legs, it's fluid. It's just fluid that don't have anywhere to go, and it'll set in your legs, and it would swell. Your legs would swell up so big. So what I had to do is I have to wrap my legs every other day. I have to wrap them and leave them wrapped, and then go on with my day to day. But the lymphedema is it's not a cure. It's not a cure. I guess I'm not saying it right.
Yeah, that's right. It's not a cure.
Okay, it's not a cure for the lymphedema unless you have it real bad. So all I have to do is I just have to put ointment on there, wrap it up, and just go on. But at one point, I wouldn't even get out there and try to exercise. But now, I don't care how bad my legs hurt, I do it. Because what I tell myself, faith without work is dead. So if I'm going to do this, I got to put extra. If you think this is a miracle, drug, you can lose weight with it. Believe me, you can. But if you put the work in, even if it means just walking, any kind of exercise, you're going to be surprised how well it works.
Now, did you ever eat a whole lot? I mean, for you to gain 400, for you to go from, I guess, 100 or 200 something to 425 pounds, was it all the medication, or were you eating a lot, or what?
Well, most part of it with medication, yes. Depression. A lot of people suffer depression, and we go to eat. You eat. It wasn't that I was really, really eating. It was the fact that I wasn't moving around. I had all of this going on, and I just stayed in the house. And I didn't realize how big I was. My daughter, when I asked her, I was like, well, why didn't you say anything? My husband, which is passed now, and I would look at him, I said, well, didn't you tell me how big I was getting? And he told me, he said, I loved you anyway. It doesn't matter. So now, my daughter tell me, she said, well, Mom, I said, but now, I'm watching my own weight. I just can't, allow myself. I work too hard to get where I'm at, is what I'll say.
Your first depression, what was your first depression?
My first depression was I was on a job that I loved, that I planned on retiring from, and I got carpal tunnel in both hands, and it frustrated. I got frustrated because I couldn't do what I needed to do. So I was placed on sick leave, but it was just like 6 months sick leave. When I come back to work, I couldn't use my hands like that. So
I think
it messed up my whole life, because this is the job I love, and then I couldn't do the job anymore. So, excuse me?
Were you typing or something, or with your
No,
hands?
no, it was when Dell first opened up Dell Computer in Lebanon, and I worked there, and I moved up to where we was doing putting the motherboards in the computers, and I enjoyed the job, good pay and everything, but yeah, I got carpal tunnel, and I couldn't use my hand. I had surgery on both hands. So that's the first time I got depressed. Right there, I was depressed, and then it just went on from there. It's just
Tell us the second depression. What was the second thing that happened?
Well, okay, so I had the job. I had to get out of my job. I couldn't do the job anymore. Depression came with my brothers. I had my two brothers are the one that's passed on my best friend. When I lost my first brother, it was hard. I couldn't, it took a big toll on me. And then I was having anxiety attacks. So I had to take medication for that. Then my next brother got killed. It was just like, I was being tested because over and over stuff was thrown at me. So I couldn't handle it. And when I couldn't handle it, I just went into a depression. If you know anything about depression, it's a mental thing. People think when you say you're depressed, they think you crazy or whatever, but you're not. It's a mental thing. And mine was the deaths that I went through, it was turmoil on me, my mind, and all of it. So
So both of your brothers got killed.
both of my brothers got killed. One
Um,
of my brothers, one of my brothers got killed, and one of my brothers, he, I guess it was car Roger. He passed by. The car was in the garage and went to go back in the house, and carbonate. So that's yeah.
Now,
But look,
can you tell the audience a little bit about that? Because I know as Black women, you all go through more than anybody on earth.
we do, we do. The fact that my first brother got killed, I was pregnant with my death. That's it's a difference if somebody was sick and they passed, but the death that's been hitting me, it wasn't. It was all something that just happened suddenly and that I had to deal with. You know.
Okay, so you had the carpal tunnel, loss from the job, then your two best
Mhm.
friends, your both brothers died. Then
Mhm.
what came after that? Because I know stuff just kept on hitting you.
Yeah, it did. It kept on. Just my two brothers got killed. Well, I lost my job. My two brothers got killed. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which I explained to you was muscles, the muscle tendons in the body. After the fibromyalgia, I would have anxiety attacks. Uh, Anxiety attacks is when I sometimes I can't hardly breathe. It's just like a panic. So I had to take medication, and I still do take medication for anxiety attack. But the good thing about what I'm dealing with, what I went through, where I'm at now, the medication I has changed, and it plays a whole lot with what with the products I'm using. It helps me with my depression. I mean, I'm cutting out a lot of my medicine. But as my brother gets killed, my grandmother passed. Now my husband passed, and it was suddenly. I mean, he went to dialysis. Nothing wrong with him, but just dialysis. And when he went to dialysis, he was having a stroke, and they didn't acknowledge that he was having a stroke. So after 3 hours, they just called me to come and get him, and he lasted 1 week, and he was gone. So with that, with him passing, my grandmother passing, me not wanting to get out and do anything. Now my depression was rough because I wouldn't come out the house. After my husband died, I just stayed in the house. I mean, I mourned for almost 2 years, with him and my grandmother. And I just wouldn't do anything. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want nobody to call me. I didn't want to do anything. So it was like a deep depression. And then, like I said, we talked about depression. We talked about the medication that I had to take for anxiety. I told you about my fibromyalgia. I told you, well, I didn't tell you at 428 pounds, I had a doctor do heel spurs surgery on my right foot. My doctor said he never should have done it because I was so heavy and putting all that weight on my foot. So that kind of messed me up for 3 to 4 months. I can go on and on about the surgery, different surgeries and things I had, but
Sure.
I'm here now. I'm here now, so it's a big difference. I'm here.
Okay. Can you share? So when you stayed in the house for those 2 years, when did you finally come out?
Well, I tell you when I came out. I stayed in the house, and my daughter was in a motorcycle club, and she come to me and she said, "Mom," because I would go to the graveyard on the 25th of May all the time because that's when. And she come to me and she said, "Mom," she said, "you can't keep doing this." And she said, Dad wouldn't want you to do this." So she told me, she said, "Look, you're gonna go. You're gonna put your flowers on his grave." And she said, when you come back, she said, we're going to Myrtle Beach. When we go to Myrtle Beach, we're going to leave everything behind and you're going to enjoy yourself and get yourself together. So with that being said, we did. We went to Myrtle Beach. I had a good time. And that's when I was able to start focusing on moving on.
Okay, so both brothers passed, your grandmother passed, your husband passed. Did you have any other close relatives to pass?
Well, I did have other relatives, but I think more so as I went on with this, and I talked about my daughter. She's my best friend, but I guess the worst turmoil with that was when she came to me and said, "Mom, I'm moving to Texas." My daughter and I was just like, you didn't see one without the other. She was here, and she was my life. But when she came and told me she was moving to a whole different state, I mean, it was rough. It's still rough. I'm still trying to get her to come back home. But
Yeah,
but yeah, that was hard on me when she decided to move. Now, um, I went on. I've met someone. I've gotten married, and and it's good. It's good.
yeah. I know before we got on live, you talked about your nephew or someone getting killed. They really
Yeah,
hurt. Can you
yeah.
talk about that?
Well, my nephew, my first nephew, um, passed, and when they told me he passed, I was in Alabama, and it was a shock. And it was just he died natural. It was natural cause, and he passed. And then I lost another nephew. Matter of fact, it's been a year. It was a year this year, and that was hard because he was at work, finna open up, and then the guy come and just stab him. So that was sudden because that was my next to oldest brother's son, and that took a toll on us also. Because see, death like it brings you back to the other ones that's in the family. But you know,
So
he's
he's got stabbed. Did he get stabbed multiple times?
yeah, well, okay, he got stabbed and he was walking off and he got stabbed in the back of the head. Yeah. So when we got to the hospital, because I was coming from Texas, and when I got up to the hospital, it was so bad that when we go to visit him, the nurse would talk to us to let us know what we would see when we go in there. And yeah, true enough, he didn't make it. But I tell you a decision that I had to do. My brother, they wanted to take him off the machine, and my brother couldn't do it. So I was able to step in because I've been through that. Because I had to make that same decision uh, to take my unplug on my husband, and that was the hardest thing I ever had to do. So with my brother having to do the same thing, I had to step up because he couldn't do it and make that call, to allow him to go on home and be at peace.
Now, how is that process? Now you said something about the nurses were preparing y'all to go in there to see your nephew had been stabbed. Was he losing a lot of blood or?
Yeah, yeah, he lost a lot of blood. They would come out and talk to us, and they would let us know, we just gave him 8 pints, and then he'll go back, and then he'll come back out, and he said, well, we gave him 6 pints. And he did this 3 times. The last time he came in there and he said, we're gonna give him 6 more pints. If it doesn't work, he said that's all we can do. So when the third time he did that, that's when we had to make the decision to, that he was gone. You know.
What is that process like? Making a decision. What is that like? Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, it's hard. It's hard, and that was part of my depression with my husband. It was just like it seemed like it was just doing all over. And I guess I could say this, and it might just be seem like that's just how it is. But I've always said everyone that goes to Skyline to the hospital never come home, and that's how it's been with me because they don't come home. I could say my best friend's mom went there and she didn't come home. My best friend's mother-in-law went there. She didn't come home. It was just a routine. My nephew, both nephews that got hurt went to the Skyline. They didn't come home. My uncle, he went to Skyline. He didn't come home either. So it seems like everyone that went to Skyline never came home. And I don't want to leave it like that. I guess that's just God's way of saying, I look at it, him saying, they're at peace. At first, I was like, I still don't go to Skyline if I have to have any kind of test or anything. I don't go there. And I have made it clear to my family, if anything ever happened to me, please don't take me to Skyline.
Okay. So with all this medication, these deaths, how are you just able to overcome that and get where you are today? Because a lot of women, they make a lot of excuses. And I know after them hearing your testimony about what you've overcome and what you've gone through, because I've interviewed a lot of women, but I've never interviewed a woman that has gone through and overcome what you have. So what would you tell them? I mean, how can they move forward? Because they talk about relationships and all of this, but you're talking about deaths.
I am. And I guess the biggest part of that is God. I just have to, it's God. He's watching over me. He gives me the strength that I need to endure to the end, because it wasn't easy. But I didn't give up. And there was times that I was tired and I felt like, Lord, I just can't do this anymore. But, Lord always told me to stand still. And sometimes I didn't want to stand still. Sometimes I wanted to give up. But, it's God's grace and mercy. He just, the strength that he gives us on the inside. So, yeah, I overcome all of this by God's grace.
Did you ever contemplate suicide?
Well, that's one of them subjects, that I don't like to talk about. Well, I tell you what, I shared my 425-pound pictures to you all. So why shouldn't I, share more? But yeah, I did everything that I've went through. Yeah, I have to admit that I did. I did. I got to a point in my life that I told myself I was tired and I couldn't keep doing this anymore. So yeah, to answer your question, and I'll just leave it like that. Yes, I have. I have.
Okay. What would you tell a woman out there right now that's dealing with something, that's contemplating suicide or contemplating just giving up? What would you tell that woman right now? Because I know they're going to be listening to this and this is going to help a lot of them.
Well, all I can say is I can only say what worked for me, and that's God's strength. A lot of times we going through something, we don't think about God. We just try to give all these other excuses. But all I can tell you is just, hey, talk to God. I talk to God like I'm talking to you. And this is a every morning thing, because every day we face with something different. So for me to tell them for what I went through, I trust God. And I know that he will make a way. And he did. Because look where I'm at now.
Right. Now you talked about taking care of your grandmother when we were off the air. Can you tell them about that, how they commissioned you to take care of her when you were kind of feeling down? Tell us about that.
Okay, well, when my husband died, he died the 25th of May, and it was right during I guess not Memorial Day, but it was a holiday. Well, it probably was Memorial. 2010.
Okay.
My husband died in May 2010. So, like I had told you earlier, I stayed in the house when my husband passed. I mourned for him for about 2 years. I mourned and didn't do anything, wouldn't go nowhere, just stayed. So my mom and her sisters, it's 5 of them, and then they got their brother, and they come. They said, we're gonna have a meeting over to my house, and they was just made me understand they just having a meeting and they wanted to have it at my house, but they didn't just have a meeting. The meeting was about me. So what they did, they had a meeting. They asked me, wanted me to take care of my grandmother. In August, I started in August because they said they'd still give me a little time. Now we in May, and then in August I started taking care of my grandmother. Now my grandma was a spiffy young little lady. She just just the world. So she would go to the center, and it was up to me to take her. This was their way of getting me out of the house. So I would take her to the center, and would go to the little casinos, and they would do the little line dancing. And from August to January the 10th, 2011, I watched my grandmother go for this spiffy little petite lady to where I could pick her up and take her in the back and wash her up. And it was hard for me to see. Just went through this with my husband. Now I'm having to take care of my grandmother that within months was okay and just went just straight down, could pick up. It was hard, and it's still hard because I just, well, let's talk about something else because it's hard. It's,
Now,
death is.
that you're married now, and I know they tell me you got this great husband. He's a dream man. He takes great care of you. He's a hard worker. He's a provider.
Mhm.
He's bought you dream cars. You live like a queen. Now, how could you even? That's like to a black woman. That's like hitting the lottery. Probably better than hitting the lottery.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Tell us that story.
Well, the story about my husband now is like I told you earlier that my daughter is in a motorcycle club, but my cousin also. So we went to Huntsville for an anniversary down there motorcycle club. So we went down there to their anniversary, and long story short, I was introduced to this a guy, which is my husband's cousin now, but I was introduced to a guy. Told me, he said he had somebody for me. Because I was like, you don't have nobody for me. You don't even know me. So he went and called his cousin, and here comes this little dude, little dark skinned guy in a red Corvette pulling up.
And I think we're having technical difficulties. We're gonna wait till it gets back up and we'll continue. It'll probably come up. Let's see. We're gonna get some.
Okay.
Okay, stop, Sabrina, where you said this little dark skinned guy pulls up in a red Corvette.
Yeah. Um, pulled up in a red Corvette. But let me let you know that I've never heard of Huntsville, Alabama. I've heard of Birmingham, but never Huntsville. So being in Huntsville, this guy comes. We go back to our hotel. Now he wants to take me all around Huntsville, and I said okay. But then my cousin was like, you're gonna have to leave some ID here because we don't know you. You taking her, but he took me all over Huntsville, and next thing I know, I would go down there and stay a week and come back home. Then I'm going down there and stay
No,
a month and come back home.
on air, you had told me that y'all went to, you was getting ready to leave, but y'all went to a cookout. They invite y'all to a cookout.
Yeah, but what he did, we was there for the week. Told us he's gonna cook out for us to come over there that Sunday for cookout. So of course me, I'm like, do you need any help? Come and get me. I go and I help him cook. And after that, he
What
was
did you
like,
do when you went over there?
telling my cousin said, no. He said, well, I need her here. He said, I need you here. I need a woman in my life. And it was crazy. And I can only tell you that it was God. It had to be God because within 6 months, this man, he's a workaholic. And he told me at the beginning, I'm a workaholic. I got goals I'm trying to meet and this and that or whatever. But 6 months into our relationship, after Christmas, I came home. And when I came home, he would call and he said, I got a surprise for you. I said, you couldn't have no surprise for me because we just celebrated Christmas. And he said, yes, I do. And
We'll wait on these. I think her phone is having technical difficulties. We'll wait.
okay.
Okay,
But
Tammy,
long story short,
he said he had a surprise for you and it's Christmas.
after Christmas, this
Okay.
was after Christmas, and I was in told me he had a surprise for me, and you know, I didn't believe. I mean, we just celebrated Christmas, so what kind of surprise did he have for me? And he said, "Well, I can't tell you right now." But what he did, he put the car dealer guy on the phone, and the car dealer said, "Yeah, he came in here. He said he found the person he loved, and this and that, and he's got a surprise for you." Well, of course, I didn't believe it until he sent me a picture, and when he sent me a picture, it was a 2013 orange Camaro with the black stripes. And you know, that was one of my dream cars. Now he didn't know that, but that's always been my dream car. So when I got home, I didn't believe it. Anybody could take a picture and send it. But when I got back down there and he opened up the garage, it was sitting in the garage, and it had like 28 miles on. So God is good. And he put me in a new one every year, except now I got the color and the one I want, so I won't. But yeah, he was sent by God, because he does. He treats me very well, very well.
Now, is he a country guy, or can you tell us a little bit?
Oh Lord, yeah, he's a country. Yeah, he's a country guy.
What's his name? His
Uh,
name? Just first, huh?
Okay, his name is Rod.
Rod. Well,
Rod, yeah.
does Rod have any brothers? Because there's a lot of women out here that are searching for good men. They're like a needle in a haystack. They're very hard to find.
Well, you know what? And I have had I friends to tell me, he got any brothers or cousins down there? I said, well, I'm gonna tell you just like this. He's got brothers and cousins, but I can't guarantee you they're gonna treat you like that he treats me. So, you know, yeah, he has a, but yeah, I won't say I looked up. I just said God bless me.
Now, did you ever think that you would get married again after mourning your first husband for 2 years?
No. No. And then I tell you, I felt kind of guilty to even attempt to get married, even to start in another relationship, because for a minute I was kind of scared. I'm like, you know, when you been with somebody for 12 or 13 years, and then you trying to start a whole new relationship with somebody else, you know, it's hard. You know, trying to get to know somebody else and how they're gonna treat you or how they're gonna talk to you or whatever. So yeah, it was hard too, but it turned out right. You know, when God has his hands on something, you don't have to worry about it. All you gotta do is just stand there and wait. So I guess I could say to everybody, you know, trust God, ask God to send a person to you or put that person in your life. Because one thing, you know, if it's from God, it's okay. You know, you're doing the right thing.
Can you tell the ladies about what you ate? Things that they shouldn't eat, what they should do, what they should do on this weight loss journey. I know we've talked a lot about everything with you, and you shared a lot and poured your heart out. I know they probably want to know a few things about what they should do, what they shouldn't do, what they should eat, stuff like that.
Okay, well, with this 24/7, I tell you, it works, but you have to put your work to it. You know, you're gonna have to, like, the vegetables and fruit when you detoxing is the best detox you could have. You know, when you take the trims, change your appetite. I know you feel like you're taking these pills and it's a miracle pill. Anything you're trying to do, you got to put some work into it. But I did the vegetables and the fruit to the T on the cleansing, changed the way I eat, and now I cut myself out of meat. I'm not going to do the meat at all. Because I was told, I didn't know, but I found out about the chicken and the meat that they have, that they putting these steroids in it, and then it's affecting us. And so I'm like, wow, for real? I'm not a big meat eater, so I'm eliminating meat altogether. But then, as I would say this, I've already put out on Instagram. I'm starting a whole new month on tomorrow. I try to tell everyone, if you're going to do this, go on and order your products. You know, text me, face me, Instagram me. Let's do this together. We could do this. You know, okay. I would love to have them. Huh?
I'm on your Instagram right now. I see the cleanse and trim. I see you posting. Let's talk a little bit about some of your pictures. Let's go here. Let's see. Now you're 400 and about 25 pounds on that picture, and then you got down to your 215. That you
Okay,
said you didn't even show people that picture, right?
because I don't see the pictures.
Okay, let me share. You don't see the pictures?
No.
Okay, let's see.
Well,
I'm sharing the screen right now. Okay, there's a picture with you in black, like you performing on the stage. Do you see that picture? Or tell me what you see on the screen.
just at the bottom. Okay, now I can see the picture, but I don't see
But you
the
can see
bottom is
me.
black.
Oh, okay. So there's a
Oh,
delay. So let me go back. Let me know if
okay.
you. Okay, the picture you in black. You remember a picture you in black and you had a microphone like you singing?
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember. Yeah.
So tell us a
That
little bit
picture,
about.
that, that picture right there is a picture. You remember when I told you my daughter we went to Myrtle Beach and she said, "Mama, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
From this point on, all that's gonna be behind you and we moving forward." Now this picture is when we went to the big meet in Atlanta every year in January. They have a big thing in Atlanta. And that's where I was at. I felt good about myself right there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you look
Mhm.
good. Let's keep
Thank you.
going.
Okay.
Listen, you're a bottom heavy woman. We got some women that are top heavy, some women all heavy, but you more bottom heavy.
That's where I carry my weight at the bottom. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Let's see. Now, what about this? Can you see that picture in the yellow?
No, I don't see the yellow in the yellow picture. I
Okay.
see the one that you have. Okay, yeah. Now that's when I started to start working out. I told you before that I couldn't do anything. I was just pretty
Uh-huh.
much, but then that right there is when I got my motivation back. I said, okay, it's time. Oh God. This
Now,
picture right here.
with the gray sweat on, did you see that picture?
Uh-huh.
Now,
But
is that you with the gray sweater?
you had up there.
Well, it's
Well,
coming back up because people are DMing, they DM me and sent messages and have asked, is that the same person?
yes, that's the same person. And you know what? Someone else, a lot of them has been asking me. A lot of them asked me, said, "Is it?"
Okay. Okay, you said your phone went out. You said a lot of them asked you what?
A lot of them is asking me. I had a few of them ask me, "Was this really me?" Because they're saying maybe it's somebody took my head and put it on somebody else's body.
Huh?
But no, this is me. This is truly me at 425. That was me. And then you notice how you had said I'm bottom heavy, which is true, but do you see how big I was up in the top? So
Yeah.
that tells you all how I worked. I had to work for real on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, your face and everything it just shrank.
yeah. I still can't understand. I can't believe it. But yeah, that's me.
Okay.
That's
Now I'm
me.
going to another screen. It looks like you may be on a cancer walk because it's a breast cancer awareness.
Are you? Uh-huh. Yes, that's the breast cancer walk we did. Yeah,
How far did you
I
walk?
was uh either 2 miles, I think we did for that breast cancer. Yeah,
Okay.
we do that every year. Yeah, we do that every year.
Now, I see when you're at your biggest weight, you got this like blouse on. It's like brown and it looks like it's a little
Mm.
see-through. Now tell us about this.
Well, I don't know if it was shirt, but yeah, that those pictures, I was hurting in them pictures.
How big was that
Really,
shirt?
seriously, I was.
What size was that shirt?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that because you know, in the big stores you go like to 26. 26 is in my case 26 would have been a good size, but I had to go past a 26. And I'm gonna put up my wedding pictures on down the road. But we had to order my wedding gown.
What
I
size
mean,
was it? Oh, you,
was
you said it go up to 26, but yours is bigger than
what
26.
Well, well, you could 26 to us is considered a smaller size, but I was past the 26. I was like they have a 30. That's what I was.
So
And
that shirt was a 30.
yeah, yeah, I have been to a 30. I had my wedding gown. I had to special order my wedding gown. So yeah,
Now,
yeah.
so when you got married, you was a 30.
Yeah, I was, yeah, because I couldn't do the 26. We
And
had
you
to
mean to tell me you
special
got a
order my wedding.
husband and you was a size 30?
Yeah,
He must
yeah.
have liked thick women, didn't he?
Well, my husband, he was one of those that he loved me. Now I can truly say
He
that
had to love you.
yeah, he really loved me because when I asked him, I said, why didn't you tell me I was getting this big? And he was like, I just didn't look at you like that. So he loved
So,
me whether I was small or big.
so
And during this time I was hurting. I was in a lot of pain. When you
now,
see these big pictures, yeah.
I've gotten DMs and stuff like where people get to asking personal questions that I can't answer. So, because I post a lot of pictures of women that are 300-400 pounds or whatever, and they ask a lot of. So you were married. I can ask you this question because they've asked me, and I'm just gonna ask you. You don't have to answer. Were you having sex?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
I mean, I'm just asking questions what they have DM me, so they will be
Yeah.
able to hear this.
Okay, yes, I do. And then you want to know how.
The
Always
audience, not
remember.
me.
No, I'm not. I know.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
I'm just saying. Yeah. It. You do the foreplay. You do the. You do it. Yeah, that was my husband. I had to take care of him. He would. If I didn't, he would somebody else for that. And men's makes excuses. That's their excuse to go do whatever they want to do. So regardless if I was 400 or 110, yeah.
Well,
You
you
still
said how, so tell the audience how.
but the answer to that question is yes, we did. Yeah,
Okay.
we did.
All right. Let's see. Let's go on to the other one. All right. What about this one? You are in a black jogging suit. Look like you're pushing a little carriage or something.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna try to move up here because I need to plug my phone up. Yeah. Um, if you ever been out to Rivergate and they got this candy shop in there, so I was pushing my little great nephew. So yeah, that might have been a little bit under 400 because that's when I started getting motivated and stuff. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Let's
yeah,
see. Okay, now I see you in this pink blouse, pink and white blouse.
uh-huh.
Now, it looked like you had a gold tooth. There had to be a gold tooth, right?
Yes, I had a go-to. I had I had a S in there, and then I had an open face. So yeah, yep.
But now you don't have those anymore.
No, I don't. I had them taken out.
What made you take your gold teeth out?
Well, I got the gold teeth when I was in high school. And when I was in high school, we go through these different phases. that we want to. And my mom would always say I had perfect teeth and I couldn't get it done. So as soon as I was able to move out on my own, it was the first thing I did was get a gold. I
Okay.
regret I regret it now, but back then, it was a whole different thing. So
All right. We looking now. I see here. Yeah, you are. In this orange and white blouse. I mean, your face,
hmm
everything was.
hmm
What size were you on that? You were still about 4 on that, weren't you?
was that was a 30, because they had a store here that would carry all the way up to like a 32. So that
Mm-hmm.
was a 30. The skirt I have, you didn't see the orange skirt on the bottom. Now I know for sure the skirt was a 30, and then the top of it might have been like a 26 or whatever like that. But yeah. Most of when you see these pictures, they are, yeah, they 26 and over, you know, and I
They're 26 and over. Okay. I see.
26 and up, yeah.
You always kept their hair done and makeup, didn't you? And that lipstick.
Yeah, I mean, I take care of myself now. I might have been big, but shoot, big girl gotta look good too.
Now, I'm gonna ask you some another questions that we get. Now, how do y'all wash up or take baths, showers, or whatever at that size?
What? What you mean? Hygiene is even better. You have to deal with your hygiene. Yeah, 100%. So no, you get in the shower. Now, that size, it might be hard to get out of the bathtub, but it's no difference. I get in the shower and get in the bathtub, and might have to have help to get out. So yeah. And
Okay.
but when you're big, I won't say, when you're overweight, life still goes on. You be depressed, and it's. I tell you what got me the most, and when I was able to go in a store and be able to buy clothes out of a store that I ain't had to go to Lane Bryant or all them stores. That's the best feeling you could ever have.
Mhm.
When you can get on an airplane and you got room in the seats, so that was a good time.
How was it on that airplane?
My airplane was fine because I didn't go. I didn't go when I was big,
Oh,
because
you
back
didn't.
then, no, because I didn't want to get embarrassed. They said you go and sit. I tell you where I got it from. What is that? One of Tyler Perry's movies that he have out with when his wife and then his little girlfriend on the side that they didn't know got on the airplane, and they came and told her that she had to get off the plane because she was too heavy and there wasn't no more seats. No, I didn't take myself through that. I didn't. But now when I go visit my daughter, I don't have no problem when get on the airplane now. So yeah, that can
Okay.
destroy you. You on an airplane and they come and tell you you have to get off because of the weight. You know, when you can't buy regular clothes, you have to go and get that stuff is traumatizing. It is.
Did you ever have any embarrassing moments, anything that you can remember?
Well, as far as my weight, people was pretty good to me. I guess the personality shined out. I mean, shine further than what the size I was.
Okay. Well,
The stores and try and didn't have to ask for a size 30. That's
okay.
embarrassing moments when I decided that I didn't want to see. When I first was looking at my pictures and
Hmm.
decided, now I can do this. But you know what? I share my pictures. I'm sharing my help one, two, or three people. Then that's what I'm supposed to do.
Okay. Is it you shared a lot, everything with us? Is there anything else that what would you like to leave the women with? Because I'm going to be sending this email out to thousands of people. It'll be uploaded to YouTube. I know a lot of people are going to be ordering the product. Do you have a discount code for them, Sabrina? when they order your product, I know your discount code is Sabrina, Sabrina, and they can get a discount on your product.
Us ordering the products or what, my user's code or whatever. But I would say this about the product. You have to get the product. To keep getting the product and give it time to work. Don't order it one time and give up. If you decide you want to eat something and you slip, don't feel bad. Just get back on the wagon, because if you don't treat yourself when you want to treat it, when it's hitting you, you're going to just forget it and you're going to start back your old habits. So if I want a cookie, I'm going to eat it because I'm theming it and I'm going to eat it, but I'm going to get right back on here. But right now, I'm trying to get some stuff done. That's why I was asking any of you that wants to start, order your product. You got to order it. When you order your product, send me a shout and let me know that you got yours, because tomorrow it's on for me. 30 days, no meat. I'm detoxing. I'm taking my trims. I'm going to do vegetables. So I will be glad to have, I want you to motivate me and allow me to motivate you.
Okay. We go into the page, so when they go and order, they click to add the cart, they'll order their system. Once this
you kind of breaking up, so I'm not understanding it.
Okay. I went to the website, because once they go and order, they can place their order, they can check out, and do you have a coupon code for them?
Yeah, just put Sabrina in there and get your discount.
All right, right here where it says discount, they will put Sabrina, and that will get them a discount. Okay. Anything else you'd like to leave them, Sabrina?
No, I just want them to, first of all, I want to thank the ones that's on Instagram following me, because and I appreciate it. And then get the product. Really, you see I can't wait to get started on a whole new month, because it's on. But I would be glad for y'all to come and help. Follow me, and I'm gonna be every day. I'm gonna show you what's going on with me. And I would love, right now, I think I got 2 people that's going to start tomorrow. So come on, even if you order tomorrow, later this week or whatever, go on and order your stuff. Let me know you got it, and let's do this. Y'all can do it. I did it.
Okay, well, I thank you, Sabrina, and we're going to have you back on for a second episode, and you have a great day. You keep up the good work. Congratulations on your weight loss, and I want to end this with showing them that picture again from Instagram, so they can see how you look. So I'm going to put this picture up here where they can see where you went from 425 pounds down to 215. So have a great day. Reach out to Sabrina. Her Instagram is 210 pounds down, and may God continue to bless you, Sabrina, of all the things you've overcome. Yes. Have a great day. We love you. Keep up the great work.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.